Oh, God. Thank God. Thank God they won. Thank God. Oh, my God. What is with this team and not being able to hit with the bases loaded? Bases loaded specifically, but if you want to be really, really, really specific, the bases loaded and 0 outs. Seriously, the Nationals are giving them base runners on a silver platter, and they're not even scoring with them. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Get some hits with the bases loaded. Just blow the game open. You had plethora of chances to score with the bases loaded in this game. To give Aaron Nola a run cushion, at least, you had bases loaded in the first inning with 2 outs. Well, you had runners in scoring position in the first inning, then bases loaded with 2 outs. Nothing comes across. Not really doing anything the rest of the game. You get Munoz going deep. Out of all the people, Munoz going deep. That's his second home run of the series. And then you get into the 10th inning because Brad Hand closes a save, and we'll get into those decisions later with the closer situation. Aaron Nola was dominant, though. He was really good. 10th inning, Rhys Hoskins gets the go-ahead RBI single pinch hitting because he didn't play in this game. Scheduled day off. Go-ahead RBI single. Okay, that's it's apparently it's easier to get a hit when you only have a runner on second base with 0 outs. And then you get 2 walks in a row. Schwarber and Nitty walk. Nick Castellanos ripped it. It was just right into the shift. And JT pops up. Odubel Herrera pops up. Guys, come on. Come on. Can we just get some hits with the bases loaded? Come on. Just come the hell on. But I guess at the end of the day, they won the game. They have now taken 4 games in this 5-game series against the Washington Nationals, and feeling good still. Still feeling good. I still have my question marks, no doubt, with the runners in scoring position, hitting wise, and everything else. I still do. But you got the win. And Aaron Nola was really good. Aaron Nola did not deserve a no decision in this game. He did not. So before we get into the rest of this ball game, everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to TTP Sports. If you are new to the channel, I definitely recommend you hitting that subscribe button. And also, if you're looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. And if you are a current viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets to upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So tickets to any upcoming Phillies home game, plan a Phillies road trip, whatever you can think of, free $20 in your pocket, avoids the fees, use it for parking, concessions, whatever you can think of. It's a great deal. Do not pass up on it. Use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So the Phillies take the first game of this series by a score of 2. Well, not the first game, the 4th game of this series. They've won 4 games in this series against the Washington Nationals. They have 1 more tomorrow. They win this game by a score of 2-1. Phillies are now 5 games above 500. They are 36-31 now. So they're on I would say, a 5-game winning streak since, that walk-off win against the Marlins, Garrett Stubbs going a walk-off shot. 5 wins in a row now. So yeah, the feelings are still very high with this team. It is still a very fun ride with what this team is going through. And yeah, it's very fun. No Bryce Harper in this game. Rob Thompson mentioned that he had a blister, I guess, that erupted overnight, and it turned into an infection. So he got the antibiotics for that. They scratched him once again for this game, so he didn't play. For Rhys Hoskins, this was a scheduled day off, so he got off from the field. So you put Alec Boehm at first base. Munoz played in this game. He played third. Nick Castellanos got the DH in this game, so you got Matt Vierling out in right field, Odubel Herrera in center, and Kyle Schwarber in left, per usual. So I know people were complaining about that with Bryce Harper, saying, oh, Bryce Harper's just a DH. Even with a blister, he should be playing. You're not going to play with a ruptured, infected blister. You're not going to do that. You got to get the antibiotics for it. You got to get the medication for it to go away and heal. So maybe you can expect Bryce Harper to be back into the lineup tomorrow. Who knows? But right now, you just got to let that blister heal. You definitely do. Rhys Hoskins is most likely going to be playing tomorrow. So not all is well and done. They still got the win without Bryce Harper. The offense was kind of silent today without Bryce Harper, though, because, the few times without Bryce Harper in the lineup, the offense did go kind of quiet. So that's one thing. But still, they got the win, I guess, at the end of the day. That's all that matters. But there were a lot of situations in this game where the Phillies could score some runs. Definitely. Josiah Gray was on the mound for the Nationals. And I guess you could say he pitched well. He did leave some pitches out over the middle of the plate. He was really struggling in that first inning, though. Really struggling. Didi Gregorius reached it with an infield single. JT got hit by a pitch with 2 outs. Odubel Herrera worked a 2-out walk. So you get bases loaded, 2 outs for Alec Bohm. He strikes out. And it was funny during this at bat as well. He swung at a pitch down low, foul tipped it, and he was originally called out. Replay showed he actually fouled the ball, it hit the dirt, and then the very next pitch he struck out on the same exact kind of pitch. So there's that. So that is a failed opportunity right there to score runs with runners in scoring position. Aaron Nola, this entire game, really didn't get into many situations. He really only had like 1 or 2 difficult innings, and a lot of the other innings were like really, 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 really quick. Like really quick. Like barely any innings with barely any base runners. He was good. He was dominant out there today. And if you look at Aaron Nola's stat line, 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and it was an intentional walk. So not a walk on Aaron Nola's part, technically. They intentionally walked Juan Soto because he got behind in the count, so they figured, let's walk Juan Soto so he can't do any damage right there. 8 strikeouts, 106 pitches, ERA drops to 3.11. Solid, amazing start by Aaron Nola. Did not deserve the no decision, no. He definitely did not. He deserved a lot more run support. He really did. He really deserved a lot more run support. Just, really, if you go through basically every inning in this game, it's really just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe one runner gets on. Maybe there's a walk. Maybe there's a hit. There were barely any hits in this game as well. I believe the Phillies only had 5 hits, and the Nationals only had 5 hits. So there was a lot of walks on the National side, technically walking a lot of Phillies batters, and then Aaron Nola gave up the casual single here and there. So really, that was basically it. But then you go 1, 2, 3, quick inning, error, defensive mishap for the Nationals or something like that. That's basically how it went. So that's how it went, really. And then you go, really, the bottom of the 6th inning was one of the more difficult innings for Aaron Nola. Infield single. Then there was a sacrifice bunt. Then you get an intentionally walk to Juan Soto, but then Aaron Nola gets a huge strikeout of Nelson Cruz to get out of that situation. There was a runner on 1st and 3rd, I believe. So that was a huge out right there for Aaron Nola. And then you go to the top of the 7th inning. Phillies responded after the Nationals tried a threat, and Munoz, he swings right at the first pitch. This is when the Nationals are in the bullpen because Josiah Gray, I believe, only went 6 innings in this ball game because he had a lot of pitches in the pitch count. The Phillies were making him work. They just weren't taking advantage of it, I would say. They were getting up into a lot of deep pitching counts. They just weren't getting the hits. They weren't getting timely hits or anything like that. They were walking a lot, but really not many timely hits. But Munoz crushes the ball, goes out of the ballpark. 1-0 Phillies lead right there. Aaron Nola responds in the 7th inning, faces 4 batters, allows a leadoff single to Josh Bell, but then retires the next 3. Phillies go 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Bottom 8th, Nola's still out there on the mound. 1, 2, 3. Go top 9. Alec Bohm leads off with a single. Stott grounds into a fielder's choice. He tried to bunt to get Bohm over, and I guess Bohm got confused because the bunt went into the air, and I'm assuming he thought Josh Bell was going to catch the ball, so I'm not going to run on this if someone's going to catch it, and I'm not going to get myself out. But Josh Bell let it go behind him. Cesar Hernandez then fumbles the ball. Stott's safe at first, but Bohm's still stranded there at first base because at the end of the day, he had no idea what the fuck happened during that situation, so technically Bohm was out. So yeah, that was a weird situation. And then Bryson Stott gets thrown out at second base during the Munoz at bat. So we go to the 9th. And this is where the question marks comes in. This is where the question marks. Because Aaron Nola, we knew they weren't going to go to Aaron Nola in the 9th. Just no way in hell. They weren't going to throw him in there with over 100 pitches. That was not going to happen. My problem is, why not go to Seranthony Dominguez? Why not go to Seranthony Dominguez in the 9th inning when you have Juan Soto up at the plate, Nelson Cruz, and Josh Bell? I know Rob Thompson, when he was talking about this closer by committee type of situation, They talked about how he was going to play it by the matchups. And I guess they were playing it by the matchups with Brad Hand, lefty going up against Juan Soto. At the end of the day, it almost worked, but it didn't work at the same time. Leadoff walk to Juan Soto. Juan Soto battled in that count. Maybe a couple of strikes that should have been balls. So Brad Hand got kind of lucky there. He gets cruised to ground out, though, but of course it was a chopper, and it wasn't a double play ball, so you're only able to get one out there. Then you get Josh Bell to fly out when I thought this hit by Josh Bell was going 50,000 feet. That's honestly, I thought it was. Died in the center field, though. I was surprising it didn't go 500 feet. On the replay, probably he got the middle of the bat on it, so thankfully the ball died. He didn't get enough of it. But then pinch hitter comes up, Thomas. Brad Hand was throwing a lot of sliders this inning, though. A lot of sliders, especially during this at-bat. This at-bat was basically all sliders. First pitch strike was a foul ball. Second pitch a ball. Third pitch foul ball. Fourth pitch, honestly, I have no idea how Thomas didn't swing it. It was a nasty slider by Hand. But very next pitch, Brad Hand hangs a slider right over the middle of the plate. Thomas goes the other way. RBI single. Bierling can't get the throw in time. It wasn't the best throw either by Bierling. And the ball game is tied. So that's a really big question mark. Why not go to Seranthony Dominguez in the ninth? Because honestly, what he did in the 10th inning should really show it. But before we get into that, we got to go into the top of the 10th inning because that's also a very frustrating thing that we saw, especially in the 10th. And this happened a couple times this series. So Rhys Hoskins comes in as the pinch hitter. Pitch hits for Munoz. And since you go into the extra innings, you get the ghost runner, of course. Bierling is the ghost runner. Hoskins battles in the at-bat, gets it to a 3-2 count. Chops one up the middle. Defense, I guess, was playing in. Can't catch up to the ball. Goes into center field. Bierling scores. Rhys Hoskins able to go ahead pinch hit single. Schwarber then walks. Didi then walks. So you get bases loaded. Nationals decide to go to the bullpen. They bring out Machado to face Nick Castellanos with the bases loaded and 0 outs. Nick Castellanos on the very first pitch of his at-bat grounded out right into the shift, and they throw home, get Rhys Hoskins out there. Thankfully, it wasn't a double play, though, but still. JT works a 2-0 count and then gets a pitch inside and pops it up. And the best swing from JT. Wasn't a double play, but you can't pop up with the bases loaded. And then Odubel Herrera with 2 outs. Swings at the second pitch of the at-bat. He flies out. So not many, patience there with the bases loaded either. Like what we were seeing with Didi and Kyle Schwarber and Rhys Hoskins. Those guys showed patience. Castellanos, JT, and Herrera, they just were uber aggressive. Got to find your better pitch there, Ben. You got to score with the bases loaded. You got to put this team away. Thankfully, it didn't come back to haunt them, though, because one, this Nationals team is not good, and also because you had your guy out there who should have been out there in the 9th inning in Seranthony Dominguez. Seranthony comes out in the 10th, ghost runner on second base for the Nationals. What happens? All flyouts to Kyle Schwarber. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. And all those flyouts were not able to advance the runner. So that was good. They were all shallow flyouts, too. So, hey, Seranthony Dominguez out there gunning 99, gunning 100 with his sinker, fastball, whatever you want to see. Really just impressive stuff out of Seranthony. Some of the guys tried the battle up there at the plate. First guy was a 2-2 count, Michael Franco. He popped up. Second guy didn't really take that many pitches. He only took 3. And then Adrianza only took 2 pitches. So Franco, honestly, was really the only guy that battled. So Seranthony Dominguez proved that you probably should have gone to him in the 9th. Really, he should have. But you got the win. I guess that's what matters. So looking at the lineup today, Kyle Schwarber went 0 for 3 with 2 walks in this game. Didi Gregorius went 2 for 5, so a productive day for him. Nick Castellanos, not a good day in the DH spot. He went 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. JT Realmuto goes 0 for 3 with a walk. Odubel Herrera goes 0 for 4 with a walk. So a lot of your guys in the top spot of the order not doing much. Rhys Hoskins with the only 2 hits there in the top of the order, the 1 through 5 spot, especially not having Bryce Harper in the lineup with his blister issue. Alec Boehm goes 1 for 3 with a walk. Bryson Stott continues to struggle. He goes 0 for 4. Average is back down to 160. Matt Beerling goes 0 for 4 with a run scored. Munoz goes 1 for 3 with the solo shots. So he gets an RBI there. And then Rhys Hoskins in the pinch hit situation. He goes 1 for 1 with the RBI. Looking at the rest of the pitchers and going the runners in scoring position too. Phillies were 2 for 8. So all those chances with the bases loaded there, really came into factor. Brad Hand, 9th inning. It wasn't good enough. Just definitely was not good enough. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk. That leadoff walk kills you. It just does. Leading off a walk to Juan Soto. And that was the matchup you were playing. Lefty there. So not good enough work. 23 pitches. His ERA is up to 2.21. Seranthony Dominguez in the 10th, though. Very, very solid. Only needed 10 pitches, and he got all 3 flyouts. ERA drops to 1.73, and Seranthony Dominguez should be the closer now. Really, he has the nastiest stuff out of your bullpen. He really does. I don't know why you're reluctant to use him in the 9th. I just don't understand it. Maybe what he did in the 10th, maybe he convinces Rob Thompson to utilize him more. So we'll see what happens over the next course of games. We'll definitely see that. But this is a really good stretch by the Phillies. They're 15-2 in basically their last 17. So they're winning series right now. And the past couple of series, they've been taking advantage of weaker opponents. So that's good to see. They won a series against the Diamondbacks. They won a series against the Marlins, who are their kryptonite. And so far, they've won 4 games so far in this 5-game series against the Nationals. And they have a chance to sweep tomorrow, 12 o'clock on Father's Day, with Zack Eflin on the bump. So let's see if they can go out there and sweep. Let's see it. We got Mr. W in the chat. Have a headache from that game. Honestly, I feel you, dude. I definitely feel you. Pope Platinum beats everybody hits. Not today. Not today, kind of. Rhys Hoskins was really the only guy there. Scott says a win is a win, but what frustrating is a 2-1 ball game that almost lasted 4 hours. Yeah, honestly, the end of the ball game kind of dragged on. Like, it kind of felt quick, but it also felt very long at the same time. Casey says Seranthony Dominguez needs to be the closer. Yes. Yep. If there is anything to worry about in this series you've taken the first 4 games of, it's that we can see the mistakes better teams are going to take advantage of. Yeah, definitely. I guess that's also you can credit to how bad the Nationals are too. But also, I don't want to take anything away from the Phillies either. They are beating a bad team at the same time. But so there still are negatives, right? Yeah, hitting with runners in score position, especially with the bases loaded, is becoming a huge issue. Really a huge issue, especially in this series. It is. Rattle says the Phillies need to make up their wins less painful and smooth in order to gain my complete trust. I think that's reasonable. Also, the offense is too over-reliant on Harper, Hoskins, and Schwarber. Yeah, Nick Castellanos, he needs to find a way. I do believe Nick Castellanos is eventually going to wake up. He's been in this league way too long. He's been too much of a professional hitter. He's had way too many good seasons in this league to have a bad one. I do believe Nick Castellanos will find a way to wake up. But, yeah, that's what your lineup is made up right now. There are some guys that have been coming up clutch. You got Matt Beerling going, deep twice in game 2 with the doubleheader yesterday. You got Munoz hitting a home run today. Sometimes Alec Boehm chipped in. Sometimes you'll see Bryson Stott chipped in, even though he's going on a big struggle right now. Some days you'll get Kyle Schwarber hitting 2 bombs. Harper is going to be the clinical drive of your offense every day. So more guys are chipping in now. I'll give them that. More guys are definitely chipping in. Scott says Nola was much better than Gray, but both starters really have to be pissed off at their bullpens. Nola really deserved a much better outcome. On that note, Seranthony threw strikes. Wasn't that novel? Yeah. Nola definitely deserved the win in this ballgame. Completely deserved the win. And Seranthony came out there, proved that he wasn't afraid. He was just attacking batters. Throwing heat, gunning it by them. Try to hit my stuff. That's basically what he went out there with. So, Seranthony right now should be the closer. He definitely should be. Definitely 100% should be the closer. Yeah, it's what it is. Definitely what needs to happen from here on out. Definitely. So I think that's where I'm going to call it, everyone. I'm going to call it a little bit earlier than usual. The Stanley Cup Finals are on in front of me. They're in the first intermission right now. Colorado is up 3-0. So looking like right now, with the way it's going, they're going to take a 2-0 series lead. But still, I'm going to enjoy the last 2 periods of that game. So I thank you, everyone here, for joining the live feed. As always, if you are late to the stream or didn't tune into the stream when it was live, Definitely leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd like to see this as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description below. Painted Lines, BrodesMedia, everything like that. Check those stuff out. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to use the code TTPSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK, everyone.